So I was born with a condition called thrombocytopenia absent radius. It's a long, long word for no platelet or limited platelets and no radius bones. So obviously my physical body was a lot, for especially young people. Because I was born like this, I don't know any different. But to young kids, they have a hard time not comprehending what's wrong and why I am that way. So there was a lot of bullying in school. And so with all of that bullying became depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. I never attempted it, but I definitely had thoughts of it quite often, especially in that like middle school-ish age range. It's hard when you are trying to go through puberty and just life in general, but then to be struggling with not knowing how to, dress yourself by yourself or doing all these things that, was just a lot to me. And so, I really struggled with a lot of those things. And although my parents were amazing at helping me through things, it was a lot of like, oh, just be tough, or it's like just prove them wrong, or prove that you're better than this. And so I struggled with not really knowing who to talk to until I was, in high school. And then I had awesome teachers that, could tell that I was struggling. And so they'd let me spend their, my off period in their classroom and things like that. So I began to start to, really share what I was feeling inside. And then I started to see a counselor, and that really helped kind of open my eyes to that it wasn't about me. Like, yes, we should want more for ourselves, but like the bullying had nothing to do with me. It had to do with the other people. And so I think really it became a lot of that, like, give and take of how do we, move past. And so I really have started to, share my journey and really find ways to help people that might not look like me, but might have similar experiences. And so hopefully we can, get help early on in life as opposed to, get to middle age like I am before I found that confidence of it all. I think for me, I just needed someone to hear me. Someone that it wasn't like, oh, let me fix the problem, or, oh, no, that's not, like your feelings aren't valid or whatever. And so this one, teacher in particular was my music teacher. And he just like was like, hey, you look like you're having a bad day today. How are you doing? And so just the fact that he recognized, hey, maybe I wasn't hanging out with people my age as often. And so he really tried to like find ways to get me some more experience with, without it being like, oh, he was favoring me either. But, like I finally felt like I had a voice, and I was given solos, and I was given things that I hadn't had the opportunity to have before I was in his class. So I think just, a lot of that just helped me feel like I did belong and I did fit in, and what I was going through was hard, was valid. Just a smile or a how are you today. Sometimes I think we feel as a human or as a person, like we have to fix, like we have to know the answer or fix the problem. And so I think a lot of times we shy away from just even asking the question, are you okay? Or how are you feeling? Because we don't want to hear that like whole complicated story, or it's kind of that like, oh, okay, I see you're sad, but I've only got 5 minutes, tell me. So I think it starts small, showing people that they matter, whether that's sitting, and just having a 10-minute conversation with them, or just even saying, hi, I see you, how can I help you today? It means the world when someone sees me struggling in a grocery store and offers to help me get something off the shelf without me having to ask in return. So I definitely think there's a lot of those, like, just small conversation. And then if this, conversation gets to a point where they're really, depressed or anxious or things like that, then I definitely say that's when you reach out to either a counselor or a medical professional. Calling the 988 line, just even to ask, hey, I don't know if this is a serious or not serious scenario. Like those things, they can talk you through a lot of those things and connect you to the right person, to help you really, get to that point where